Emergent strategy is a way that all of us can begin to see the world in life code, awakening us to the scared systems of life all around us. Winona is a community filled with hardworking people as well as supportive organizations that look out for the community. Winona has a population of 26,928 people, and within this population comes friendly, helpful people that look out for each other. We do see Winona as such a small community, but Winona has so much to offer. There is organizations like Winona Health Services, Live Well Winona, and Winona Area.
Our first kind of questions is that we're college students at St. Mary's. We're 18, 19 years old. So can you describe us what you were doing as a freshman in college or how your college experience was?
Yeah, so I went to Connecticut College in New London, Connecticut, and I had no idea what I wanted to do as a major. I was one of those people that they were hounding, email, phone call, coming to my dorm, trying to get me to declare something. So I ended up going with a double major in economics and French. Had no idea what I would do with that, but I eventually ended up in New York City doing financial consulting. But when I went into college, I also was interested in sports, and so I tried out for basketball. Didn't work out for me, but I ended up running cross country and track. And so college was just a fantastic experience of finding my network, finding my identity, and at that point when I graduated, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I've had an interesting journey that's led me to this point in my life.
Oh wow, that's cool. It's crazy how things work like that.
It really is.
So tell us about yourself and the work you've done here in Winona.
So I actually grew up overseas. My dad was in global health nonprofit work, so we spent 15 years abroad. I was born in Boston, and we moved overseas when I was 3. So as I mentioned, I went to Connecticut College, and with that BA in economics and French, I also did my internship in Geneva, Switzerland with the World Health Organization. So that was a really great experience going back out that way. What else? I moved here, so I was living in New York City for 2 years after college, mostly doing project management work. I met a dairy farmer from Winona, Minnesota, so I picked up my life in New York City and came out here, and it's just been a wonderfully warm, welcoming community. I got connected really quickly, and I started out at St. Mary's University, actually working in the Master's of Education department.
Oh, okay.
I thought at that point I might want to go into education. Turns out that was not a good fit for me. But I got free education while I was there. I could just continue. And I married my husband in 2013. We have a 2-year-old. I took the position with Live Well Winona, which is a community health hub, after 1 year at St. Mary's. And so I was the founding director for this brand new nonprofit. And as a community health hub, what we were trying to do is promote what already existed in the community and then also facilitate new health and wellness initiatives to better serve the community and intervene with health initiatives that would address some of the barriers to accessing healthy resources and healthier lifestyles. So I did that for about 8 years, and then this position with the YMCA opened up, and it was not even on my radar. But I had several people encourage me to apply, so I thought I owe it to myself to at least find out if this is something that might work out for me, and I was shell-shocked when I got the call.
Yeah. So did you know anything about like the Y?
I actually volunteered here when I first moved out to Winona. I started coaching, I think it was a 2nd or 3rd grade girls basketball program. So at that time when I was making minimum wage, that was the only way I could afford a membership. So that was in-kinded to me through my volunteer work.
Okay.
And I had been on the board for 2 years at the Y before I stepped down last December to apply for the CEO position. So I've been involved with the Y for a while.
Okay. Well, with your work with the Y, tell what's like a typical day in your life? Like, what do you do from morning to go home?
Yeah. So when I come in, I guess I'll start with my mornings. So exercise is really important to me. I get up at 5 and I get my workout in. My husband's out the door a little after 6. And as I mentioned, I have a 2-year-old, so then it's snuggles and the stress of trying to get everybody ready to get out the door. And then I drop him at daycare. Thankfully, he's right down the street. And I come in, and it's emails, it's some internal meetings with staff, it's some external meetings with community partners. There are often times where the door is just constantly revolving. People come in and they don't even start with, hey, do you have a few minutes? They just sit down and want to talk, and so I have to stop what I'm doing and address concerns or opportunities. So So I love the variety of what I get to do here and the just interacting with a lot of different people.
Right.
So then there are also projects where I might have group meetings, and then after that, grab my son. The weather has been wonderful lately, so we always try and do some activity together, or my husband will meet me here to do some kind of activity at the Y. And so it's really important to me to try and balance these different areas of my life. Work-life balance is really, really important to me. I see too many people in the health and wellness world who are burnt out because they're so busy taking care of others that they don't have the time or make the time to take care of themselves. And so I really try and strive for that balance in my work and my personal life.
Wow, that's good. Impressive.
We all have our days.
Yeah.
Some better than others.
Well, the final question about yourself is, how would you describe yourself to others?
I am shy, which sometimes surprises people. I'm a friendly, shy person, though, so I think I come across as friendly, and I am introverted, so I can be around people all day, but I do need that time to just be by myself in the evening sometimes. I am energetic and athletic, and
yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the vibe I've gotten from you as well.
I'm an organized individual, and so coming into this job where there was an interim person for the last year and a half working 1 day a week here has been interesting because there was just so much that wasn't addressed, and even just coming into this space where there were boxes and piles of papers that just hadn't been touched in years was hard for me as an organized person. So I've been working through that part.
I bet. Okay. Well, now with the work of the Y, how has your organization affected to change within Winona, and do you believe it was a small change or a big change?
So the Y has been in the Winona community for over 130 years. So with that comes a lot of impact, and I think the main thing that I could say about the Y is that it addresses community needs. So a lot of people see the Y as just a facility, a swim and gym, but it's not. It's so much more than that. So we have a supportive built environment. There's that physical space that people come into. We also have very motivating staff, and we have quality programming. And then we have a lot of external partnerships that people aren't aware of. So we have after school care and summer childcare and sports programming. So we're out in the community offering these things and bringing people into the space to be able to improve their lifestyles. So we're really trying to make that healthy choice easier for people by providing the supports both through our facility as well as our staffing and programming to make that happen for people.
Right. Okay. What are some small scale solutions created by the organization, and how do you see them adding to the larger picture?
So a few things that come to mind: we have partnerships with schools to provide after school care, and so that is an opportunity in the community that several organizations are trying to address. And so with that, we remove the access and transportation barrier of people trying to get to our facility, and we actually do external site-based after school programming. So with that, we're providing a trusted, safe place, but we're also developing healthy human beings that are going to ultimately contribute to society and be good people, hopefully with the care and support of the Y staff. We also do a lot of financial aid for memberships and programming, and that's something that some of the community just isn't aware of. So we provide those healthy resources and support for people when they really need them most. And so that's one of the things that I'm really proud of with the Y. And then another thing is our camp. And so we connect people to nature, recreation, and learning. And again, it's that safe space, but it's also developing and investing in our human capital and helping raise good people.
Right. So I know the Y has like their mission statement and stuff. So what else do you consider to be at the center of your organization, like a place, a vision, or a person or a response to a situation?
Yeah, so beyond the vision to impact the health and well-being of our community, I would say people are at our core. So it's our staff, it's our volunteers, and it's our members, and how they all interact and exchange with each other. That is really important to us as an organization. I've been really happy to come onto a team that they've been through a lot with all of the turnover in the last few years, and so a lot of them have left, and we've had new people come, and so I'm just really excited by the energy and the dynamics of the team that's currently at play. And so I'm thankful that they're here. I'm also thankful for the hundreds of volunteers that help serve this community through our organization. So people really are the core of what we do here, how we carry out our mission and vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I understand that you're like kind of turning around the why from what it was and, you know, creating something big for this community. But what kind of factors were not first considered in this organization but are being played out well?
One thing that I think of is just our physical space and the limitations of where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So being downtown and now having the bridge come right into where we had parking. So we've been very limited with that physical footprint, and that's been challenging in terms of having this aging facility where we're still trying to serve members. But it's also an opportunity where we're going to be able to build this brand new facility, state of the art, and have an incredible partnership with Winona Health. And so they're going to be in there with their rehab and OC therapy and OC health rehab therapy. And so it's just going to be an incredible opportunity to better serve the community that we hadn't anticipated. And so here with our limited space, we've kind of maximized our use here. And when we move out to the new facility, there's that partnership with Winona Health, and then the Red Cross will also be there, as will Live Well Winona. And so there's this whole new dynamic and synergy that's going to happen between these organizations. And the power to really meet the needs of the community, I think, are something that we never would have envisioned when this Y was started here in this space over 130 years ago.
And did you decide to like create that new facility, or was that?
This has been, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, this has been in the works for like 7 or 8 years.
Really?
But it's only been really getting legs in the last 5 years. But the fundraising has been going on for a while. Building designs are just now getting finalized, and so it's been quite a journey. I know the community has been just itching for this new facility.
Right.
So this is much needed, and we are beyond excited.
Yeah.
And beyond ready.
And when will it be ready?
So we're looking at summer of 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be breaking ground this summer. It's a very exciting time for the Y, and it's an interesting time as a new CEO to be coming on board with all of these decisions that are being made, and really still trying to close the capital campaign gap.
So then is this facility just not going to exist anymore, or is it just going to be?
This is going to be sold off to Fastenal to become parking for their
new
work that's going on downtown.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
They just keep on getting bigger.
Yeah, really.
Well, look at my blue walls. Matching.
Yeah.
They don't even have to change it. They can just like come in here and call it theirs.
Yeah, so they're going to be putting up, I don't remember how many hundreds of jobs, but they're adding several buildings downtown, I believe, and so they are looking for parking.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, how does your organization involve or evolve the community?
We interact with the community in a lot of different ways. So it's our physical space, it's our programming, it's our invitation to volunteer and serve the community. We have been more intentional, my understanding is, in the last couple of years with partnerships. So going out and actively trying to work with organizations on ways to better serve the needs of the community. So people, as I mentioned earlier, are just really crucial to what we do, how we interact with them. And we've just been more intentional in the last few years, and it's not been expecting people to come meet us where we are, but really going out to meet them.
Right. Well, I do remember you saying that you never thought you'd see yourself here in Winona being CEO of the Y, but what motivated you to kind of take this role, and then like what kind of describe the path you took?
Yeah, as I said, I never really saw myself in this position, and it wasn't until I had several people say, you really should apply for this. So I was motivated, I think, because of the culture that I see here and the community that is the Y. So there are different pockets of people around the Y that form smaller communities, and then the Y as a whole has a bigger community. And there's just such a unique culture of inclusion and health and wellness that I was really attracted to. And just also the potential that the Y has, I think, to do even more for the community. I kept saying that through the interview process. I said, there's just so much potential that we haven't even begun to scratch the surface with. And even when it comes to our new facility and being there with Winona Health and Live Well and the Red Cross, we've been floating out some programming partnerships, but I think once we get in that space and start interacting with each other even more, things will come out of that.
Right. So what do you want the YMCA to change in the community of Winona as you have this new facility coming in and you have new people coming in? What do you think you would want to change, or would you want the community, or to change the community of Winona?
What I really want is for the community to see the Y as one of the top leaders for health and wellness. When it comes to a healthy lifestyle and prevention, I really want that association to be in everyone's minds. Of the Y is there to help and support, and the Y doesn't turn anyone away because
Right.
they can't afford to be there. So I want that message to be loud and clear to the community as we go into our new space, and just let it be a place for all. When I was interviewing, I kept saying my vision for the Y is to serve the whole community and the whole person. So not just that physical, but the spirit, mind, body connection, and really be able to serve the whole community and that whole person, that anyone that walks through our door.
Well, those all the questions, and I thank you for being able to answer all these questions of the Y and the new facility that's coming in. And well, I'm pretty excited for the Y to come in because there's a Y by my place, and I work out there all the time. So, well, thank you.
The YMCA is currently located in downtown Winona, and the new facility is set to break ground in the summer of 2020. We have had the opportunity to interview Ms. Janik, who gave us the insight of what a true leader has to accomplish in order for Winona to succeed.